Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm finally back. Ended up taking a couple extra days off of stream that I didn't intend to because real life work got in the way. So, we're back here today working on the Pit Fiend Ancestry, which is a commission. And tomorrow, we will be doing Sinclair's Codex work. I got permission to actually show that on stream. So that will be openly visible, and things that I can do are a thing that I will be doing tomorrow, which tomorrow's stream will probably be a little longer because since I didn't get my 2 days off this week, I swapped shifts and got a Friday off. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? So last time we hashed out a few heritages. Got the Ascendant Pit Fiend, which is does not have the unholy trait, and they get to sort of go like, "Hey, whoa! I'm not that kind of fiend." We got the Demoted Pit Fiend, which was once a mighty and powerful pit fiend, or other fiend, but you have been demoted to a lowly standard and must crawl your way back up through the ranks of hell. And they're wise to the ways of hell. They have legal lore and hell lore, and they can use those skills to make an impression against devils or those aligned with devils. You got Incanter Pit Fiends. They're sort of your magic user ones. We've got Gnashing Pit Fiends. They've got the Jaws and Venom. And we have the Upstart Pit Fiend, which is sort of like, you're a new devil, but damn it, you're calling your shot. And I just realized that in my technical difficulties, I forgot to actually post my going live. So one moment, and I will be posting those all over the place. So we've got that one. All right, almost done. Okay, I think that's all for now. So back to it. We have our heritages. I think this is a decent spread for now. We have our base statistics. They can be medium or large. All of the wild, giving us lots of baselines, official baselines for large ancestries, which is very nice. And we have a few feats already. We have Devilish Lore, which is pretty usual for an ancestral lore skill. We get Religion and Intimidation. You can get something else if you're already trained in those. And you gain additional lore for either Devil Lore or Pit Fiend Lore, depending on how specific you want to be. I like giving an option there. Fiendish Flight, level 1 flight, because Nasari and Pit Fiends have some pretty chunky wings, and I think it's worth being able to fly using the new sort of guidelines that are set forth in Hell of the Wild. Fiend Skin, this is leaning into sort of devilish resistances. You gain resistance equal to half your damage, minimum 1 to physical damage, but you suffer an equal weakness to holy damage. This is regardless of whether or not you're actually good. Even if you do not have the unholy trait. Also getting the additional lore general feat for I got copy pasted somewhere. Yep. Okay, so those are we have Minions of Hell as a feat, which basically lets you cast Phantasmal Minion, which was Unseen Servant before, as a Divine Innate spell, except what you're really summoning is like a contracted Ort or Lemur. weapons of the pit. This is pretty straightforward. The brain work. The tieflings already had a feat like this. There is a special, because unlike the tiefling one, I did want you to be able to take it multiple times, and if you're a gnashing pit fiend, your jaws instead get an upgrade if you choose jaws. Channel Hell's Might. During your daily prep, you choose a single weapon to bind to your soul. Strikes with this weapon gain the unholy trait. If you do not select a weapon or renew your bond during your daily preparation, the bond fades from the previous weapon. This basically, it doesn't cause your weapon to deal holy or like spirit damage, but it does trigger weaknesses to unholy. So it's pretty simple, not too crazy, but you don't have to remember a whole lot about it. I guess I could let it do like one's additional spirit damage. With this, strikes made with this weapon deal 1 additional spirit damage and gain the unholy trait. Let's see. Okay. Where's my other window? Unholy rune. Which is item. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that works out. And the unholy. Great. Okay. So Tyrant Legionnaire is if you're coercing a devil of your level or lower, you get a critical success whenever you would roll a success, and you only get a failure if you roll a critical failure. So it lets you boss devils around. It'd be, hey Luigi, hello. I'm sorry if that message was sitting there for a minute. I had reference material in front of it. How are you doing today? Or is it nighttime where you're at tonight? I think I spelled Legionnaire wrong. I did. It's good to hear. I'm going over what I did last time as a refresher. Working on some manuscripts. Nice. Yeah, I'm here. I'm being a second body, talking about what I've been working on, and then gonna go into working on more. So we're doing a pit fiend ancestry. As you can tell, I don't have a lot of the fluffy stuff right now. But right now we've got it as a rare ancestry, 8 hit points, medium or large, speed of 25 feet, charisma boost and free. They have the Devil Fiend and Unholy traits by default, Dark Vision and Hellfire Born, so they have resistance to fire equal to half your level, and the basic environmental effects of Hell do not harm you. The Ascendant Pit Fiend basically loses Unholy and gets Glad Hand, but they can only really Glad Hand devils without a penalty until they're actually an expert in diplomacy. Demoted Pit Fiends they were once powerful and have been sent down, become pitiful again, must drag their way back up. They're sort of the I'm going to manipulate you with what I know sort, and they gain legal lore and hell lore and can use those to make an impression against devils or those aligned with them. We have ads. So while the ads are up, I'm going to take a drink. Oh, thank you, Luigi. That's really nice. And congratulations, I am Padding, for getting that tier 1 sub. Speaking of, refresh this page. Okay, we got about 20 seconds left on the ads. All right, the ads should be done. So I think we got through Demoted before they popped up. Otherwise, we have the Encounter Pit Fiend. They got a common divine cantrip, and they are I think I'm gonna have some feats that give them a little more juice with magical focus, because I decided not to make like the Minions of Hell or was it Hell's Commander reliant on you being an encounter. And the Gnashing Pit Fiend has a Jaws attack and can poison their fangs or their jaws every once in a while, frequency once per minute. So they can do it pretty often. It's an additional point of persistent poison damage equal to the number of weapon damage dice of the triggering strike. I'm gonna have a feat later that gives them a more traditional poison as opposed to just a little extra damage. And then the Upstart, you get group coercion, and you can coerce mindless devils. And basically, it's kind of like Wild Empathy, where you can, like, if you come upon a mindless devil, instead of them just going, "Oh, I'm gonna attack you," they'll give you time to boss them around. provided you don't fail or critically fail. So, while of course that's not the most prevalent thing in the world, I think especially if you were in a hell focused campaign, it'd be very useful to boss the wandering orcs around and keep them from being terrible. It'll let you sort of pseudo control them so that you can build up your own little hellish army until a bigger, badder pit fiend comes around and turns all your orcs into an imp or something to sting you. Let's see, we had been going through the feats before as well. So we have a lore feat. It's pretty standard structure: religion, intimidation, and then either devil lore or pit fiend lore. You got fiendish flight, which is in line with the new flight feats from Howl of the Wild. So you get a single action 15-foot fly. Fiend skin gives you resistance to physical damage, but weakness to holy damage. Minions of Hell gives you Phantasmal Minion as a divine innate spell, except they're not invisible. They're a little mushy devil, an orc. And basically, like Phantasmal Minion normally is, it can't attack or anything because of some contract or fiat of your conjuring. Weapons of the pit. Get yourself some claws, some jaws, some tails, or some wing wax. And if you are the kind that already has a jaws attack, it changes it in a specific way instead. 5th level, Channel Hell's Might. We deal an additional spirit damage with a attuned weapon and grant that weapon the unholy trait. So it's basically a lightweight unholy rune. Tyrant Legionnaire. This lets you, if you're an expert in intimidation, you can coerce a devil of your level or lower and get a critical success instead of a success, or a failure instead of a critical failure. Wings of Night is the level 5 Howl of the Wild instance of flight. So basically it's the same thing, except you can fly further. You get your flight increases to 25 feet, but it's still only the one action that you get per round. Eyes of the Devil grants you greater dark vision. The only precedent I had to go off of this was a dwarf feat that was level 5 but had a bunch of drawbacks, so I made it level 9 and took away the drawbacks. And this just lets you see through 4th rank or higher darkness spells and similar effects. Wings of the Devil, permanent fly speed, level 9. Hell's Commander, you get Summon Fiend as a 5th rank divine innate spell once per day. You may only summon creatures with the devil trait. When you reach 17th level, you may heighten it to 6th rank when you cast it. I got double periods for some reason. And this was based on a Leshy feat, I think, that lets you summon a green man. It gives you summon plant and heighten similarly. And then 17th level, we got True Devil Sight, which gives you True Sight as a divine innate spell and a +2 bonus to disbelieve illusions and to perception checks to identify creatures under the effects of an illusion, morph, or polymorph effect to correctly identify creatures under the effects of illusion, morph, or polymorph effects. All right. So I'd like to have like 7 level 1s, 5 level 5s, 5 level 9s, maybe 4 to 5 13s, and at least 2 17s, but probably 3. I'm gonna go ahead and actually look at the Nasari. I don't know if much changed between the Nasari and the Pit Fiend, other than lore. Let's see. Okay, so they can do they've got a commander's aura that's constant, but we could do sort of a thing that's an action and it lasts until the end of your turn. This is the bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, AC, saves, and skill check. So that's a lot. Like a bunch of bard stuff all rolled into one. They have Frightful Presence, a Construct, Fast Swoop, Quickened Casting. A bunch of these things are class features that I will not be picking out from. Alright. I do have to say, it's nice to see the downtime trait in a creature block. Undershaped Devils. It's so rare to see a creature with a downtime activity baked into it. Like outside of just the lore. Let me make this a bit better. Okay. Ah. Yes, Discord. I see that you need an update. Go ahead and do that. Okay, buddy? Alright. So I want to sort of expand on their ability to inspire, but I don't want to just go, here, you're a bard as an ancestry. So let's see. Let's see how to frame this. I wonder if I could make it a stance. That would be interesting. Be somewhat restrictive to marshals, though, whom I think it would most benefit. It could be a round by round action tax. Yeah, let's start writing and figure it out along the way. Okay. So I'm going to do presence. Yeah. I have this dragon is available for as a 3D model for free on, is it Open Game? Opengameart.org. This dragon is, so I rendered it animated and plugged it into VideoTube Studio. And so it's my little avatar. And the rest of the overlay is made with, thank you. The rest of the overlay is made with assets that are also freely available. The borders are made with some stuff from Kenny. Let's see, Kenny NL. 1 second. Kenny.nl assets. Here, and it's the and then I put it into Blender and animated it a little bit. If you pay attention slowly over time, the RGB effect actually scrolls along. And I'm getting sidetracked. But welcome to the stream, Elio. Are you do you like Pathfinder 2nd edition, or were you just popping by to see what's up and see what's going on? Doing some body doubling? No, you're fine. You're fine. There's no worries. I get sidetracked super easy. I do it all the time. Oh, nice. Well, part of the reason for me doing these streams is to sort of act as a body double, both for myself and for other people. So if you want to write while I'm writing, or doing other things that I'm doing, please feel free. I take no offense, and in fact encourage people to use this time to try and get some sort of work done, because the reason I'm doing this is my ADHD executive dysfunction is really, really bad, and I have gotten more done in like 5 days of streaming than I have in 2 months of not. So it's a lot of help, and I really just enjoy working on it and actually being productive for once. All right. So we were working on a feat for the Pit Fiend Ancestry that I've been commissioned to do, and there's some copy pasta here. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. I figured I had to try something because I was in a hell of a slump and a non-effective phase, and it's working pretty well. My schedule's gotten a little messed up just because real world work got in the way. I was supposed to have a couple days off this week, and those were supposed to be the past 2 days. I did not get them off, and instead I have tomorrow off. So it's flipped around a little bit, but I'm trying to get back on track, and so far doing pretty good. 15 frequency, frequency's not going to matter here. But yeah, right now I'm working on this feat to try and get some of the features into Ancestry feats without them going too crazy. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, that's right. That's still copy pasta. Commanding presence, 1 action. What is it? Should we make it visual? Visual. Let's see. What was the Nasari's traits on it? Because I need to down tune it a little. But it was divine. All right. So divine. Theirs is an aura. And this one should be too. Yeah. Because it moves with you, otherwise it won't move with you if you do the moving. Okay. So those are our traits. You exude the... I can spell sometimes. Exude the confidence of a fully realized general of fiendish legions. Choose one of the following options. Allies within a 15-foot emanation. The chosen effect using commanding presence multiple times in. Okay. Glad to see you, Elio. And welcome to the stream. Thank you for following. And feel free to pop in whenever you like. If you have any questions, I do a lot of design for 2E, primarily in monsters, but I do all sorts of stuff like making in Ancestry now. Tomorrow I'll be streaming some layout for Sinclair's Codex, and the next day, who knows? I'll be doing something. I will figure that out along the way. But I usually stream for about 2 hours, unless it's a day that I have off from work. And then I might start later or I might stream longer. It kind of varies on those days. Thanks for coming by, Luigi. Have a nice day, and I hope you do well on your manuscript. And thank you for the well wishes. Just an effect. Choose one of the following options. One of the options below until the end, or until the beginning of your next turn. Allies within a 15-foot emanation gain the chosen effect Using commanding presence multiple times in a... You may choose additional effect. You may choose an additional effect each time you use commanding presence. No, that wording's weird. Using commanding presence multiple times allows you to select a different benefit to confer. I'm trying to word this in a way that can't be read as like, oh, if you use it a second time, choose 2 things instead of 1. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Idea. Just make it all settle together. Choose one of the options below for each action spent on commanding presence. Doesn't affect so, and then we bullet point. All right. +1 status bonus. I want to offer promotion. No, thank you, but be gone. Ben. +1 status bonus to back rolls. A +1 status bonus to AC. +1 status bonus to +1 status bonus to checks with a skill chosen +1 bonus to Let me look at something right quick. Bard, come here. Bard focus spells. Bard. Yes, show me your focus spells, Bard. Can't remember what they got renamed to. Rallying Anthem? Sync. Okay, so this is all stacked together. Plus, and it is a status bonus. Okay, 2 saving throws. A +1 status bonus to skill checks. One status. How about that one actually? Because what is it? It's uplifting overture. Yeah, it lets you do a thing. Do skill checks. A skill goes in when commanding presence is used. Okay, so that is the ding dong for a little break time. Take a drink, stretch, get yourself a snack if you need it, something like that. If you have medication, go take your medication if it's the appropriate time. And we will be right back. Break time is getting close to over and 2 minutes left. All right, we are back. I got back to work a little bit early, but that's just because I felt like going back, and Pomodoro isn't about forcing you to take a break. So, we are back to it. I've been working on commanding presence a little bit, and so I've made it to where you get a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, to AC. Those are two options. You can choose to boost a single save or up to 3 whenever you use it. And you can choose to boost up to 3 different skills until the beginning of your next turn. Or no, it should be end of your next turn as much as it costs until the end of your next turn. That way, well, no, it's only for allies anyhow. So yeah, you are not your own ally. Remember that. No one, you cannot help yourself. But yeah, it's just to boost allies, not yourself. Which I guess is different from the bard. The bard boosts themselves too, I think. And this is a purely support ability. Not very, I guess, selfish, but devils are a little less selfish than other fiends. They'll put other things above them. Luriel's General of Fiendish Legions, inspiring your choose. Choose one of the options below. For each action spent on commanding presence until the beginning of your next turn, allies within a 15-foot emanation gain the chosen effect. This affects mindless creatures, mindless devils, as though they did not have the mental or emotional traits. There's going to be a lot of this sort of caveat. This affects mindless devils throughout, just because Nasari and Pit Fiends have so much to do with orcs, and they're mindless. So I just want it to also remain thematic. It's not like it has a massive impact on the game, particularly not late in the game. But we've got ads incoming. They will be here in approximately 1 minute, and they will last approximately 2 minutes. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and round this one out. I think this affects mindless devils as though do not have mental emotion. I think I would do. I'm gonna avoid doing damage because I don't think the Nasari boosts damage either. Let's see. Let's go double check. Sorry. Which, for anyone who doesn't know, the Nasari are the remastered version of the Pit Fiend. They're pretty much the same as they were. Let's see. Attack rolls, damage rolls. Okay, so they can choose damage. Or they do have damage. Okay. A +1. Oh, these are all circumstance bonuses. Okay. Alright. Circumstance bonus to damage rolls. Circumstance. Let's see. Let's think about this. This would be the same as aiding, basically. Okay. Circumstance. Kind of overlap with shield. So, okay, this is an interesting point of design. To make it true to the Nasari, this would all be circumstance bonuses. It might be better balance-wise to have it as status bonuses. I'm trying to think. It's how often. Basically, the thing is how often would you get this type of bonus, and how common of an overlap would it be? Because the more overlap there is, the less powerful it is, basically. So like status, I believe, I'm gonna go double check again, but at least status is what like a bard does, and that is, yeah, they give status bonus. This would synergize really well with bards if it were circumstance, making it much more powerful. Like if you had a bard and a pit fiend with this feat in the party, you get +2 to attack rolls at level 1. So here, status is more balanced because it doesn't reap the math as quickly. I'm trying to think. You could also aid for most of these things, not damage. Can't usually aid for damage, but you could. AC is the weird one, but AC here is also going to overlap with shields, so people raising their shields aren't going to gain this benefit. Fortitude, reflex, and will, though, circumstance bonuses to those are pretty rare. Well, not reflex, I guess. Reflex gets cover bonuses, which are circumstance. Circumstance bonus to skill checks are pretty rare outside of aid, but those can be aided. So, I suppose will saves can be, or saves can be aided as well. So the only one where it's like a big question, I guess, is AC and damage rolls, just because this is going to be very good with a bard to boost AC by 2. Make sure. Although it would be also a little later on in things when they could boost, because I think Rallying Anthem's 2nd rank, you can't get this till level 3. And they also give resistance to physical damage and saving throws at the same time. And they've got 4 times the range. You staying close together, I think I want to keep this a 15. Maybe make it a 10-foot emanation. Makes it a little more constrictive. You've got to stay close, but it's good. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Circumstance, and we'll just make it all circumstance. And that way we're both remaining true to the original ability, synergizing well, not going too crazy, and it is pretty action heavy. Like you could pump one of these and realistically you might be next to 2 of your allies in a good position. So you're giving a little boost to your buddies and you're not helping yourself at all. Oddly selfless. But then again, I don't think the Nasari's commanding presence affects themselves. No, it's specifically commanded or allied unholy creatures in the aura. But we don't want to restrict this to purely unholy. Allies and commanded creatures. Oh, in the odd situation where you have a creature that's you in charge of, but isn't your ally. Which the only case where that would be mechanically for a player, I think, would be either really niche narrative situations or if an ability said they don't treat you as an ally. Well, let's not do that. Just allies. That way we don't throw a wrench in the, oh, they're not your ally for a round thing. Periods. Punctuation. Okay. So commanding presence might be a little on the strong side. Might be a little too a little too excuse me. It might be a little too good. We'll think about it. I'll leave it there for now. Think about it. If I don't go overboard in like either making a tree out of it or if I just leave it as it is, I think it'll be fine because that's a lot of action investment. Like, I don't think I ever want to scale the numbers on it, except maybe for damage rolls. Just because Circumstance is a pretty powerful one of the three. And it will keep aid from being redundant if I never boost this, because you could always crit, and especially at higher levels, you get +2, +3, +4 circumstance bonus to one of these things if somebody sets up. So this is a good sort of blanket for me and my buddies. We're gonna do this thing. Encourages teamwork, which is good. All right. So that's that feat. Now let's see, how many feats do we have available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, probably do one more level 1 feat. But take another look at the Nasari. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Probably not going to go into constrict. You can get something like that out of a class. Fast swoop is you probably get something similar out of a class. Quicken casting you get out of a class. All right, let's take a look at the Gripply. I forget what the new Gripply's new name is, but we still look at the old ones because they have examples. Ancestry feats. Let's see. Okay. Can I have the ones that are just for the Gripply feats, please? Not the all ancestry feats. There we go. Okay, so they don't actually have the thing I was thinking of. Oh, or maybe that's it. There's the 13th level feat. Combination of your poison glands and herbal concoctions, you can consistently deliver venomous attacks on you hit an enemy's weak point. Oh, okay, that's just constant. I see. So that's a good thing though. We can go up to level 13. And make a new thing here. Poison's tongue. Prerequisites. Is that you be a gnashing pit fiend. No. Insert line. Or you're in venomed. Sleep. Constant. Poison. When you... What was that noise? When you critically strike with your jaws attack, you deal additional 1d4 persistent poison damage. Poison. You constantly have the effects of the venom from your heritage. Oh, wait. let's remove the prerequisite. Poison tongue. When you critically hit with brain. You have a jaws unarmed attack. Venom action from your heritage. When you critically strike your jaws attack, you deal additional 1d4 persistent poison damage. If you do special, if you are a gnashing 15, instantly you are under the effect of venom constant. Add damage to venom constant. Venom constant. No 1d4 additional 1d poison damage, a critical cumulative with damage from venom. All right, the ads are over. We tweaked this to where you don't have to be a Gnashing Pit Fiend to get this. You do get an extra benefit if you're a Gnashing Pit Fiend. Whereas normally, this is if you crit with your Jaws attack, you deal an additional 1d4 persistent poison damage. And if you're a Gnashing Pit Fiend, you're constantly under the effects of Envenom. Which means that instead of once per minute, you get to go, hey, boom, strike deals a point of persistent poison damage equal to the weapon damage dice of the triggering strike. Actually, let's change that slightly. If you're a Gnashing Pit Fiend, Envenom becomes a free action and has no frequency restriction. additional 1d4 persistent damage. A critical hit is cumulative with the damage from envenom. There, that just interacts better instead of saying you have the effects of a reaction constantly. It just makes it a free action, which in the uber niche position of, oh, you somewhere in between biting this creature and poisoning them, you got stunned. You can't do it, I guess. But that is such an astronomically, like, their situation. And yeah, it's a little stronger than the Gripply feat, just because this is stacking a couple of poisons together for the Gnasher, or for the Gnashing Pit Fiend. It's not crazy, I don't think. And it also doesn't apply to as many attacks, specifically their jaws. Means it might be able to be moved down to level 9. But with the extra for gnashing, I'm not sure that's worth it. Because that could be quite strong for 9. So at this point, we're looking at, let's see, probably +2. Maybe +3. Depending on if you're investing in your bite. And then another 1 to 4, so 2.5 damage. The total boost of 4 on average. 6 by 20th level or so. Or in the upper reaches. I think we'll leave it here for now. It is a bit of a stacker, so we'll leave it there in 13. There's often with being a little more experimental or tweaking the bounds of something that already exists, it becomes questionable where it ought to belong, and so we think about it. And if it seems fine for a while, we'll generally leave it be. Alright, we only have 2 level 9s. And I think I've about exhausted the particulars of the Nasari. Like, they've got some spells, but get translocated. Well, they should have an equivalent to a Fiend's Door. Or is this this teleport? Okay, yeah, this is the new thing. Okay. So Fiend's Door or Devil's Door, I can't remember. Let's Nephilim. Beats. Door. Oh, it's called Slip Sideways now. Okay. That works. This 13 and just gives you the 5th level version. Okay. This is basically a copy paste job here, but it is appropriate. It's what I was looking for. So it. Clickety click. This is Hellmouth Retreat. You slip through a gap and between hell and other planes. Reach safety. Once per day, you can cast Translocate as a 5th rank divine. Neat. The space you leave. Oop. The space you leave when away comes difficult terrain. As warped. Warped stone and flesh from a hell mouth. Erupt from the earth. Is it ever so slightly stronger than the one that the Nephilim gets because it makes a single space of difficult terrain? Yes. Still think it's cool. I think, honestly, Flip Sideways could do with a little nice thing too that's flavorful. But like they're trying to fit as many things there into one as possible, so it. Ooh, I know. Hold on, I know how to make this bit special. If you are an enter, you are an enter. Between the space you leave behind, leave when teleporting away becomes difficult terrain. Warp stone and flesh from a hellmouth erupt from the earth as you call to it with your hellish magic. There. Encouraging a little bit of synergy without going too overboard. Oop. One, two, three. Oop. Yeah, flesh difficult terrain. Yeah, hellmouths are neat. There's one on the cover of Secrets of Magic, I think. Hold on. Let me see. Secrets of Magic cover. Yeah. Images. Can I just see the picture, please? Here we go. Yeah. this thing right here. So like they're mostly stone. Like you can see carved. There's a big old skull up there at the top. But like if you look at the inside ring, it's like breaking away. And like most of what that's coming out is like some sort of monster. But there's also like an organic aspect to hellmouths in most media that in which they exist. Which one of the things I think is cool is in Galarian setting is that hell actually predates devils by quite a bit. Like hellhounds and hellcats were around before devils. And so it does have this sort of natural blasted, yet there are organic aspects to hell. They're far and few between. They're not nearly as absolutely unhinged as the Abyss / I think it's the Outer Rifts now. But there is still just a natural old ancient sort of evil from hell. The devils just came in and bent it to their will, as is appropriate for their whole shtick. Is the infinite stack of moldy pancakes. It's evolving. It's growing drug resistant, but also it's growing penicillin. It's just like, is it going to kill us? Is it going to heal us? Is it going to change us into some strange thing? Yes. All of those things. Yeah. Not cursive, italicized that. Alright, so that's 3 13th levels. 9th level's always the hardest level. Like, to just figure out what to put there. But we do have some more things to go on now. I really need to read some of the newer books more in-depthly. I've been falling behind on that. Maybe I'll do that one day as a stream, is actually sit and read through some of the stuff. And share my thoughts. Go take a look at some other things. If I can get my other window to pull up. There we go. Let's see here. Let's go Ancestries. I want to go to look at Flesh Warp. My baby. Is while Nasari have nothing to do with Flesh Warps expressly, they are strong, durable sort of devils. Might pull some inspiration from there. At least get some power precedence. Like, if I was making a monster, I'd do a lot less referencing, just because I'm a lot more familiar with creature design. I've been doing I've done more Ancestries than almost any other kind of project for 2E. But it is still something that I always have to go back and do more research on every time, just because there's so much variety. which isn't a bad thing. It's good to constantly refine and better understand what you're doing. Embodied raccoon subjectivity. Let's see. We can probably. We've got our fiendish flight. We've got our flight feet. Let's see. Oh, another thing to remember. I think there's a sanctification feat for Nephilim. Nephilim. Feats. Sun Lawbringer, Muse touched eyes, lore, hooves, blessed blood. Skillful tail, celestial magic, divine countermeasures. If you've got a breaky time, so if you've got a break to take, stretch, get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, what have you, and we will be back shortly. right, we are back. So I've started on a new feat. I started out at level 1 because technically it's a ritual level 1, but it also requires you to be an expert to cast it. So I'm making it level 5. And prerequisites is expert in religion. Insert a horizontal line. You know the Diabolic Pact ritual. It is uncommon because all rituals are rare or uncommon, I believe. Although this one's not even technically listed that way because it's from Monster Core. But the legacy version is uncommon, like all other rituals. So, you know the Diabolic Pact ritual. If you succeed, Pact ritual. Ritual. You must provide let's see, rituals, the planar binding that's similar. Planar servitor. You must provide a cost part of casting the ritual. Casting the ritual. Casting the ritual. At least as much as a consumable item be provided. Consumable item of double the creature or of the creature's level. Creatures levels. So item of the creature's levels. If you provide no cost, but succeed, you are provided with a single three ports. Right. Port is level 0. No, you're provided with 2 ports. Only with 2 orts. Provided creatures levels. At no cost but succeed, you are provided with only 2 orts. Your hands. If you critically fail, instead of connection takes any costs applied without providing a devil for your service, and you cannot cast Pollock attack again for days. Service. If you provided no cost, you cannot cast a Balak Pact again for 4 days. Alright. So uncommon level 5 feet, Pact favors. Lets you get you some little devils on your side. By the time you can get this, 2 orts is nothing. Like, they're level 0 creatures. So even if you went, I'm gonna do this for absolutely free, at level 5, you're at most going to have like 6 orts. Or no. Let's see. If you provide no cost. If you cast Diabolic. Oops. Diabolic. Where did it go? Diabolic. Act while but while still being served by devils from a previous casting. The previous devils turn to hell. Return to hell when the return to hell when the ritual concludes. Okay. That way, even if you critically succeed and get the 1d4 weeks, you don't just get a shit ton of devils. Is level 2 or lower. You'd be casting this at this level, so level 3. I could give you level 5 or lower. Okay. I need to make. I'm probably gonna have to rewrite this whole thing because there's a reason this is not a player-facing ritual. No cost. Act ritual. Though its effects are, let's see. Let's see. When do we exceed? So let's say we're level 15. We have access to level 7 spells. So the 6 would be something level 8. That would be pathetic at that point. Excuse me. Okay. What if we made this level 13? So level 13 is going to be level 7 spells. 7, 2. Or yeah, 13 is level 7. So 2 plus 6, 8, 35. Yeah, let's just make this level 13. That way I don't have to make another caveat. because that will just keep it balanced. Okay, and the ad break is over, according to the stream manager. Alright, so we got pack favors, had it at level 5, but then realized that it has reverse power creep. It gets weaker over time, and it's really strong early on. So level 13 is a good balancing point. It'll be able to give you, okay, here's basically a shitty minion, a creature that's 5 levels lower than you, at best. And I can actually should be able to just remove this. If you provide no cost but succeed, you are provided only with 2 orcs with which obey your command. 2 orcs. Let's see. So this is level 13. With 1 orc per rank of the ritual, which obey your commands. Three. No. Forgot about the weeks. 1d4 weeks thing. So yeah, we keep the only be served by 1 casting at a time, with 1 orc per rank of the ritual, which obey your commands. That's fine, because at this point they're no threat whatsoever. So you can get 10 orcs 19th level. It's no big deal. Writing a devil to serve you. Alright. It's 4 level 13s. One of them's uncommon, but still. And it's 1 o'clock. I'm gonna have to get myself ready for work before too long. So I think that's where we're gonna call stream for today. Thank you everyone for sitting in and for coming in and chilling with me. We are gonna find someone to raid. Raid browser. Let's see, is there anybody else doing Pathfinder right now? Nope. Okay. guess we're just scrolling. Okay. I guess we'll go raid my my wife's sister. Thank you everyone for coming. See you next time.